So, you've got this huge, game-changing vision for AI in your organization. The strategy is all laid out. But how do you actually turn that high-level plan into a real product people can use? That's the critical gap, right? And it's exactly what we're going to dive into today. I mean, does this sound familiar at all? You've got these massive ideas, the C-suite is totally bought in, everyone's excited, but when it comes time to actually build something, the momentum just stalls. It feels like your whole strategy is just stuck up in the clouds. This is such a common failure point, and it's what we need to break down. And this slide, man, this just nails it. We can call this the AI innovation gap. Over on the left, you've got all that strategic intent, the big vision, the ambitious goals, but then you'll look at the reality on the right. Teams are trapped in their own silos, there's a serious lack of alignment, and honestly, nobody knows what the first step is. This chasm is where amazing AI strategies go to die. So how in the world do you bridge that gap? Well, it's not about having more status meetings or writing even longer strategy docs, no. It's about creating a really structured, intense environment for innovation. I want you to think of it less like an office and more like a collaborative forge.
Right, and a forge is not some boring classroom where you just sit back and passively listen. It's a workshop. It's this hands-on, high-energy space where you're hammering out ideas, shaping them under pressure, and turning that raw ambition into something real and functional. This is all about active creation, not just passive observation.
Okay, so what exactly is powering this forge? Let's take a look inside the acceleration engine and see what core components are actually driving these kinds of rapid results. It really boils down to this powerful mix of three key ingredients. First, you're using generative AI itself as a kind of embedded co-pilot to just supercharge the whole ideation process. Second, you ground all the work in proven frameworks like systems thinking, which is just a fancy way of saying you see how all the parts of the business actually connect. And third, and honestly, this is the real game changer, you force intensive, real-time collaboration between your product, your engineering, and your data science teams. No handoffs, no waiting around, just everyone in the same room solving the same problem together. Now, this is a core technical goal you're aiming for. You're not just trying to build a static AI product that does one thing. You're designing what's called a problem-solving loop. Think of it like a smart thermostat for your business problem. It's engineered to constantly learn from every single interaction, getting smarter and more effective over time. You're not just launching a tool, you're launching an engine of improvement. This all sounds great in theory, right? But what does the team actually walk away with at the end of the day? Well, the whole focus here is on delivering concrete, tangible results in a matter of days, not the months or, let's be honest, even years this kind of thing normally takes. The process is incredibly structured, designed to take you from that feeling of ambiguity to real, concrete action. It all starts by getting everyone, from the execs to the engineers, to agree on the one single high-impact problem we need to solve. From there, you rapidly generate and vet a whole bunch of solutions. Then, really quickly, you build a simple, interactable prototype so you can test the actual user experience. And you don't just leave with a cool prototype. You leave with an actionable roadmap, a super clear, phased plan for building out your minimum viable product, your MVP. But here's the real secret. As powerful as creating one AI product is, the ultimate differentiator from this whole approach isn't the product itself. It's actually what happens to the team. The single most valuable outcome is captured perfectly right here. The goal is to dismantle organizational silos, ensuring seamless alignment from C-suite to engineering. When you make your core teams work this intensely together, you create this level of shared understanding it's almost impossible to achieve in day-to-day operations. So here's the crucial point. The prototype and the roadmap, those are outputs, for sure. But the true outcome is a unified team. It's a team that now has a shared vocabulary, it has the collaborative muscle memory to tackle the next project and the one after that with incredible speed and cohesion. And this is how you build a real, long-term competitive edge. It's not just about having one successful AI project. It's about creating an organization that has a common language for innovation, a truly cohesive vision, and that collective momentum to just keep pushing forward project after project. That is the real accelerator. So that leaves us with one final question to think about. If you could just snap your fingers and have your key teams perfectly aligned with a shared vision and a clear plan, what's the very first big problem you would have them solve? Because the answer to that question, well, that's almost certainly where your single biggest opportunity is waiting.